Sure, Lisa Montelione, and I am council member for the city of Tampa.
You know, one thing I'd like to explore is this idea that that the city isn't allowed to make changes to crosswalks in high school zones. Lay that out. Why is that a problem? What's the background of it, and how might you want that to change?
Well, high school areas are not considered school zones by the Transportation Technical Manual, which controls how things are designed for our roadways. Crosswalks, how far apart they are, how wide they are, where they're located, speed limits on roads. So if we were to change the manual to include high schools as well as the elementary and the middle schools that are already there, we could implement more safety strategies around high schools. And I think it only makes sense because you have young drivers. A lot of kids get their driver's license or learner's permit while they're in high school. So they're inexperienced drivers. We have a lot of parents who are dropping kids off at school rather than have them walk, because walking is a little bit dangerous, as we all know, sadly. And we have people who are in a hurry. They want to drop the kid off and they want to get to their job, and they're a little bit inattentive. I have a 26-year-old son, and I remember dropping him off at school and, do you have your homework? What time do I have to pick you up? And there's so many things going through your mind that it only makes sense to have high schools declared, the area around high schools declared school zones as well.
How does that change happen?
Well, we've got to talk with the Florida Department of Transportation. They do have revisions to the technical manual coming out. I had been working with FDOT safety teams for many years. As I said, I sit on a lot of transportation boards, and several of them have to do with safety. And Billy Hadaway, the district secretary in District 1, has been charged with making these revisions for bicycle and pedestrian safety. And from what I understand, the manual is about to come out soon, but they won't release the draft. I should say I haven't received it. I've asked for it, but they won't release the draft. So I'm hoping that any day now, the technical manual revisions will be published, and we'll know what the next step is if school zones for high schools is not in there.
And finally, can you give us an idea of the scale of the problem in Tampa with pedestrian injuries and deaths, and what this Vision Zero is?
Well, when I mentioned that we had 43 deaths so far in 2015, with 2 months to go, which is well ahead of last year, that includes the metropolitan area. So that is not just the city of Tampa, but it's Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco counties as well. So it's spread out. We in Tampa have, we're on the low end of the scale compared to some, the other places, Pinellas and Pasco, but it is a problem. Direct statistics I can get from Gina Torres, who is standing right over there. She has been for quite a while the crash mitigation specialist at the MPO.
And then this Vision Zero, what would it do?
Vision Zero is a way to embrace, in as much a public relations aspect, to spread the message that we're not going to tolerate this, and that we're going to do everything possible, engineering-wise, to change our roads, gathering as many people together into the movement as possible. In addition to Walk Bike Tampa, the day that Ms. Miranda was killed, I called Beth Alden, the director of the MPO, and said, grab some people together. I want to meet immediately and start this conversation all over again. I'm tired of this happening. So, as many groups are working in the space right now, there can never be enough, because everyone needs to get in the movement. I liken it to how recycling spread several, maybe even a couple of decades ago. It started out as, well, it's a great thing to do, save the planet, and not everybody was doing it. You start teaching it in schools, you start educating kids on why it's important, and they go home and say, you know what, Mom and Dad? You can't throw that away. You have to put it in their recycling. The same thing with seatbelts. Teach the kids to wear the seatbelts. Mom, you're not wearing your seatbelt. Dad, you're not wearing your seatbelt. We have to do the same thing with pedestrian bicycle safety. You know, adults are hard to educate. It's hard to retrain somebody from what they've been doing their entire lives. We start with the kids, and we get this message to them, and they will spread the message to their families and their friends.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.